For personalized astrology reports and interesting blogs, make sure you click on my original and correct website, and that's www.vedicoraclebykadanbari.com.
What do you understand by the term Bindu? Bindu means a point. What is a point? Point is a place or exact location or position which helps us to create and design different structures, patterns, and shapes. Overall, Bindu is the basic element, the basic unit for a constructive and creative process. Bindu also means a drop of energy. Every night when you look into the sky, you can see thousands and thousands of twinkling bindus. These bindus might appear to be quite tiny, but trust me, each of these bindus might be a sun to someone. So, all of these bindus across the universe are the ultimate source of power and energy. In the same way, there is a point in your horoscope, a bindu, which can help you to create and construct a life of your dreams. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we'll be talking about the concept of Bhrigu Bindu and how you can use this concept in order to understand your life in a much better way. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude and respect towards two amazing scholars and astrologers, Sri R.G. Rao and Sri C.S. Patel, because without them, we wouldn't have understood such an amazing concept. So what is Bhrigu Bindu? Well, according to Bhrigu Nadi, Bhrigu Bindu is the imaginary midpoint between the North Node Rahu and planet Moon. It is considered to be the sensitive point, or you can say the sensitive area in your horoscope. And this sensitive area of the horoscope is also the sensitive area of your life. I don't know why Bhrigu Bindu is considered to be the destiny point, because the term destiny is quite misleading. Actually, destiny means the events you may see in this lifetime, what all events you may experience in this lifetime, right? But the truth is that today the term destiny means that brilliant, right time of your life when you will achieve all that abundance, wealth, and fame. So yes, the term destiny is quite misleading. We can say Bhrigu Bindu as the sensitive area of life rather than the destiny point. And when it comes to the term destiny, there is a very important quote given by the greatest teacher of all times, B.V. Raman. Please have a look at it. There is nothing like destiny in astrology. Astrology simply indicates and gives the greatest scope for development of willpower, by means of which one can either counteract the evil indications or augment the favorable influences. So instead of destiny point, I think the more precise term to explain Bhrigu Bindu would be the point of gravity. I'm just expressing my views. Please don't send any hate to me for this. Have you ever heard about the center of gravity or the point of gravity? I think that Bhrigu Bindu is the point of gravity in a horoscope. What is center of gravity? It is an imaginary point on a body, on a structure where the entire body weight is concentrated, and that point is the key to balance. So by understanding this point of gravity, we can create more stable structures and buildings. In the same way, Bhrigu Bindu is the point of gravity. What does gravity do? Gravity pulls you down, right? In the same way, wherever the Bhrigu Bindu is placed, that house, that nakshatra where it is placed, affairs of that house, the energies of that nakshatra will pull you. You have to really work hard in the affairs of that house. And by doing that, you will create a more stable life of yours. So, by working in the domain where your Bhrigu Bindu is placed, it can help you to realize your own purpose, how to attain balance, and most importantly, it will help you to understand how to create a life of your dreams. But why is it this midpoint of Rahu and Moon is so important? Moon is your mind, emotions, mental peace, and how we react to different situations in life. Rahu is Maya, illusion, desires, and ambitions, something which pushes us to attain success and higher privilege. Rahu always shows the underdeveloped area of our life, a place where we have to work a lot. So, if you draw a line between your mind and the area of life which needs development, the midpoint of this line will be considered as the Bhrigu Bindu, which means it's a place which can determine your purpose. It's all about self realization and how to attain balance. But how can you calculate the Bhrigu Bindu, this midpoint? For this, you need to subtract the longitude of Rahu from the longitude of Moon, whatever difference you get divided by 2, and whatever quotient you will get after that division, add the longitude of Rahu to that quotient, and it will give you the value of the midpoint, that is Bhrigu Bindu. And if you're not a fan of doing all that math just like me, then you can directly go to one of the most amazing softwares, Jagannath Hora. It will help you to locate the Bhrigu Bindu. Now, how you can use this tool, this midpoint, to understand about your life, how to make predictions by using Bhrigu Bindu? Well, there are 2 ways to it. The number one, by understanding the location of Bhrigu Bindu, in which house, in which sign, and to be more precise, in which nakshatra it's placed, it can reveal a lot about your life pattern and purpose. If there is any planet which is near to the degrees of Bhrigu Bindu, and even if it is aspecting the Bhrigu Bindu, you have to really consider the effect of that planet too. The second way of using Bhrigu Bindu in predictions is to understand the transits. Okay, but first of all, let's see how the location of Bhrigu Bindu, the house-wise location, will help you to understand a lot about your life pattern. With the Bhrigu Bindu in the first house, being independent is the most important lesson to be learned. From early childhood, life will throw such situations which would push a native to discover his true worth and identity. Bhrigu Bindu in the first house gives a very unique ability to find major success in the initial years of life. Also, one has to constantly work in the area of personality development. With the Bhrigu Bindu in the second house, traditions, family, and finances takes the center stage. There will be a major influence of family on one's overall well-being, personality development, and success as well. This placement of Bhrigu Bindu will constantly push a native to make more money. With Bhrigu Bindu in the third house, one has to make constant self-efforts to achieve something, because here the main mission is to be a self-made person. Technology, manual skills, traveling, and communication. All of these things will provide life-changing opportunities. With Bhrigu Bindu in the fourth house, attaining the state of emotional balance and happiness becomes a major theme. One usually chases such a path which could provide fulfillment and security. Also, there is a lot to do towards home, mother, birthplace, and property. With the Bhrigu Bindu in the fifth house, one has to work in the area of self-expression, because through self-expression comes the creativity, and from creativity comes the joy and celebration. Usually one gets center stage role in this lifetime. Children will play an important role, and the most important lesson to be learned with Bhrigu Bindu in the fifth house is to make the best use of each and every moment. Bhrigu Bindu in the sixth house brings a purpose to work in the field of social services, or simply it means serving the weak people and animals as well. This is the major theme, healing and serving others. Bhrigu Bindu indicates intense hard work. You have to do a lot towards your profession and people. And despite of obstacles, one will receive outstanding success, but there is a condition to it. You will definitely get success, but in order to get that, you have to add discipline and routine in your life. It's very essential for success. With Bhrigu Bindu in the seventh house, public service, partnerships, contracts, and marriage becomes a major theme of this lifetime. Most important lessons and development will be happen through the help of spouse. Whether your spouse is good or bad in nature, irrespective of the quality of the married life, most of your personality development, that balance and stability, will come through the marriage. A native might become an important public figure. Bhrigu Bindu in the eighth house means undergoing a major transformation, and rebirth is an important theme of this lifetime. Since the day you were born, you have to really transform your nature, your qualities, and most importantly, you have to transform your perspective towards life. This transformation is required. It's the sudden ups and downs of life which will prepare one for more bold and successful journey. For others, the native might appear to be quite secretive and mysterious in nature. With Bhrigu Bindu in the ninth house, one is often blessed with many opportunities. The role of father as well as the teachers will decide the future life path. Whether you share a good relationship with your father and teachers, or whether there is a trouble, whatever experiences you will go through, this will have an impact on your future journey. You may also perform the role of a teacher. Traveling, spirituality, exploration of the world, teaching and higher learning are a major part of this journey. With Bhrigu Bindu in the 10th house, it gives many responsibilities and an authoritative role. The native's profession may keep him or her preoccupied, which leads to less focus on home and family. Overall, this placement is quite good for reputation and successful public profile. Excellent placement for profession. With Bhrigu Bindu in the 11th house, it gives a lot of higher expectations and desires. It gets difficult to attain a level of satisfaction because one tends to compare his or her success with others. Income, social network, gain, and rewards of hard work are a major theme of this lifetime. One gets substantial success and privilege as well. The quest to attain more never ends. With Bhrigu Bindu in the 12th house, one has to work hard to be visible to the world. Or in the other words, I would say a person over here prefers to be secluded. Working on the identity plus understanding the astral and spiritual world is a major theme. Moving or traveling to foreign lands will bring life-changing experiences. 12th house is all about expenditures. So these natives may feel quite lethargic or tired all the time, or
they may have to spend a lot of money. There is a lot of expenditure promised with this placement.
Now, how to understand the planetary transits with the help of Bhrigu Bindu? Well, Sri C.S. Patel said that whenever any planet, whether benefic or malefic, including Rahu Ketu, during transit, aspects, or conjuncts to the midpoint, some favorable or unfavorable event takes place, respectively, but the effect of the transit of conjunction is more potent than the aspect. So the transit of Jupiter through the Bhrigu Bindu is considered to be the most favorable and benefic transit. Even the transit of Mercury and Venus is considered to be favorable, but the transit of Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars, even Sun through the Bhrigu Bindu is not favorable. But according to the case study I have done, I have seen that Jupiter going through the Bhrigu Bindu have created many troubles, and Rahu has given so much of upliftment. So a lot depend upon the true dignity of planets in your horoscope. In order to understand how a transit will give you effect, how a planet going through your Bhrigu Bindu will give you result, you need to have some basic knowledge of astrology. You need to understand the basic nature of different planets, rashis, and different houses. And most importantly, please understand the true dignity of planets in your horoscope. The maximum effect of the transit is felt when the planet is transited over the Bhrigu Bindu. It has crossed that midpoint and now it's moving away. That is the time when you will see more intense results. I'll be presenting you today with 8 examples, 8 different horoscopes, and this will help you to understand how to make better predictions, how to analyze the transits through the Bhrigu Bindu. So let's get started.
First of all, thank you so much to everyone. Thank you for sharing your horoscope details. It has really helped me to create this video to understand the concept of Bhrigu Bindu in a detailed way. And if I haven't used your chart in this video, I haven't discussed about it, please have some patience. I'll be using your charts in the future videos, so don't worry about it. Now let's look at our very first example. This chart belongs to a very talented actor who is still working hard to get more constructive and fruitful work in the movies. His Bhrigu Bindu is in the 10th house, 23 degrees 37 minutes of Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra. With this placement, the native wants to earn a big name in the world of cinema. It was around the ending of 2017 when he got signed by a major production. At this time, Rahu was transiting over the Bhrigu Bindu, and it was the Mahadasha of Moon and Antardasha of Rahu. The movie performed brilliantly at the box office. Most importantly, his amazing skills and potential as an actor was greatly appreciated by the world. But the major problem area of his life is that despite of being finalized by big production houses, the actor's opportunity gets cancelled at the very last moment. So the native often complains about the poor luck factor in life. Now remember that Bhrigu Bindu is in Ashlesha, which is ruled by planet Mercury and Moon as well. Mercury rules the 9th house of luck, opportunities and platform. Also, it rules over the 12th house of foreign lands, detachment, isolation, expenditures and loss. So the 9th Lord Mercury being in the 1st house is good for opportunities. But as it is associated to the 12th house, plus Mercury being in Swati Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu, and Rahu is in the 6th house, all of this is providing many obstacles and sudden loss of opportunities. The 10th house ruler, planet Moon, is in the 3rd house of efforts and determination. It's in Mula Nakshatra, which often creates hardships and sufferings. Plus, as the Bhrigu Bindu is in Ashlesha, Ashlesha is a Gandamul Nakshatra. It's known for giving sudden changes, ups and downs professionally. So, all of these factors are bringing many obstacles in the path of getting right opportunities. Therefore, Bhrigu Bindu in the 10th house in Ashlesha Nakshatra gives a purpose to constantly work and make efforts. The constant loss of opportunities is a way to prepare brilliantly for the future to come, as more excellent opportunities are on the way. Also, this native will get life-changing opportunities from the foreign lands. This chart belongs to a very well-reputed teacher and scholar. In the mid of 2009, the native cleared a very difficult competitive exam and got admission into the MBBS program. That was the India's best medical college. So at this time, the south node Ketu was transiting over the Bhrigu Bindu. Here the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 6th house, 7 degrees 43 minutes of Cancer Rashi, that is the Pushya Nakshatra, whose Nakshatra Lord Saturn goes in the 11th house in Mula Nakshatra, which is the house of achievements. So at this time, Ketu was just 1 degree away from the Bhrigu Bindu. People will wonder, how can Ketu give such results? Well, it can. I have seen so many horoscopes where Ketu gives so much to the native. But a factor of uncertainty always remains to those achievements. Originally in her chart, Ketu is the co-ruler of the 10th house, placed in Purva Falguni. So it was the Mahadasha of Venus and Antardasha of Saturn at that time, which gave this excellent opportunity in the mid of 2009. The 6th house where the Bhrigu Bindu is placed, it is aspected by the 8th Lord Mercury from the 12th house, which is an indicator of depression. It was during the Mahadasha of Venus and Antardasha of Mercury when the native dropped out from the MBBS course due to chronic depression, and at this time no significant planet was transiting or aspecting the Bhrigu Bindu. As her Bhrigu Bindu is in the 6th house, Pushya Nakshatra, its planetary rulers, both Saturn and Moon, goes in the 11th house of achievements. This brings tremendous success and achievements in the competitive exams, but obstacles will be a part of this lifetime. Here Pushya indicates that the native needs to learn a lot from the world and evolve. That innocence, soft and sensitive personality needs to be replaced by a more determined, strong and social personality. And this native indeed made these changes. After that MBBS episode, she did her BSc, MSc from a very prestigious university. That too, she was a national rank holder. Maximum success was reaped in the year of 2014 when Saturn from the 9th house was giving its 10th aspect on the Bhrigu Bindu. The native is currently unmarried since Ketu is in the 7th house. It is the biggest reason for it. Plus, the planetary ruler of Bhrigu Bindu, Saturn, is in Mula Nakshatra, and it is also creating many obstacles in marriage. Here, the Bhrigu Bindu in the 6th house is acting like the center of gravity, which is pulling down the native. It's giving so many obstacles. But through these obstacles, the native will evolve into a more powerful and victorious individual. In this example, I don't have very detailed information about the life events of native, but you can see that the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 8th house. It's at 15 degrees 4 minutes of Sagittarius Rashi, Purva Ashada Nakshatra, whose ruler Venus is in the same house in Moola Nakshatra. The most difficult challenge faced by this individual is the delay in achievements. Everything happens after a lot of delay and struggle. The native got married in the year of 2001 when Ketu was moving over the Bhrigu Bindu in the 8th house. It was the Mahadasha of Rahu and Antardasha of Venus. In 2002, the native gave birth to the first child when Jupiter from the 2nd house was aspecting Bhrigu Bindu in the 8th house. With Ketu in the 1st house and retrograde Saturn in the 2nd house, these placements are a potential reason for such a delay in life. But as the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 8th house in the Purva Ashada Nakshatra, it is also an important contributor in such delays. It indicates that native has to work a lot in order to achieve something. It's in Purva Ashad, and this nakshatra means the tug of war situation. With these delays and struggles, the native will undergo a massive transformation. It's like a rebirth, and this rebirth is going to give an invincible personality. So the lesson over here is to just go and chase your goals. Never wait for something that it will come to you. Just chase your goals. This is the only solution. Bhrigu Bindu in the 8th house is blessing with brilliant powers and passion to create a life of your dreams. This chart belongs to a native who have studied, learned and explored different cultures and religions of the world. Here the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 1st house, 2 degrees 17 minutes of Libra, Chitra Nakshatra. And Chitra is said to have a divine power. It blesses one with a divine power which helps to connect with the higher beings and deities. The Bhrigu Bindu here indicates that the native has to create balance and harmony in life. Even a small doubt about one's own purpose and capability may have a drastic effect. Chitra belongs to the explosive planet Mars. Therefore, balancing the energies and doing something productive is a challenge. This native was a rebellious individual in the teenage years and was into addiction and pursued the profession of DJ. In the year of 2000, there was a sudden interest towards spirituality. The native started with a Buddhist school at this time when Jupiter and Saturn both were transiting from the 7th house over the natal planets Mars, Mercury, Venus and Sun. Now Bhrigu Bindu is in Chitra. So Chitra is ruled by Venus and Mars. Both Venus and Mars are in the 7th house in the nakshatra of Ashwini, which belongs to Ketu, the spiritual planet. In the year of 2000, Jupiter and Saturn transited from the 7th house. So at this time, these two planets were not only aspecting the Bhrigu Bindu, but they were transiting over the rulers of Chitra Nakshatra, Mars and Venus. So this gave a major shift towards spirituality, which helped the native to create a Buddhist school. It is the inherent nature of Chitra to create, and the native did create something which was spiritual. In the end of 2004, when Ketu was transiting from the Bhrigu Bindu, the native went into severe pranic fasting, like no water, no food for straight 7 days. On the very 5th day of fasting, he suffered from near to death experience. In 2006, when Jupiter crossed over the Bhrigu Bindu, the native expanded his belief system to Islam. In 2007, when again Jupiter was crossing over the Bhrigu Bindu, the native joined the Hare Krishna ashram, which provided intense spiritual growth, balance, and most importantly, it gave the explosive Mars a medium to use its energies in a constructive way. Bhrigu Bindu is in Chitra Nakshatra. Its rulers, Mars and Venus, are in the nakshatra of Ketu, and Ketu goes in the fourth house. So, this native will constantly chase happiness and true purpose throughout this lifetime. It's amazing that this sense of fulfillment and purpose will only come through spirituality. This chart belongs to a native who is pursuing a profession in the field of healthcare and pharmaceuticals. The Bhrigu Bindu is in the third house, 7 degrees 20 minutes of Gemini, Adra Nakshatra. The natal Jupiter is at 7 degree 42 minutes of Gemini, which is quite close to the Bhrigu Bindu. Jupiter rules over the 9th and the 12th house, indicating higher learning and working in the foreign lands. The ruler of Ardhara, Rahu, is in the 10th house and Mercury is in the 11th house. In 2014, when Jupiter was transiting over the Bhrigu Bindu, the native completed her master's degree in pharmacy, that too with an excellent score. In the year of 2020, when Rahu transited over the Bhrigu Bindu, the native got a job at a healthcare company in Dubai, leading to travel due to work. Also, the native gave birth to the very first child in the year of 2020. Just look at the proximity of Jupiter to Bhrigu Bindu. It's hardly 1 degree away from it. Jupiter rules the 12th house of horoscope, where the 5th house ruler Sun is placed. And at this time, the native was undergoing the Mahadasha of Saturn and Antardasha of Jupiter. So during this time, the native gave birth to the first child. Over here, the Bhrigu Bindu indicates a constant traveling and moving into new places, faraway places due to work commitment. Profession of this native will be highly demanding. In this chart, the Bhrigu Bindu is at 13 degrees 21 minutes of Aries, Bharani Nakshatra, 5th house. Its ruler, Venus, is in the same house, and Venus rules over the 6th and the 11th house. Sun is closely associated to Venus because Venus is ruling over the 6th house where the natal Sun is placed. It's in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. In the beginning of 2012, when the transiting Saturn from the 11th house was aspecting the Bhrigu Bindu, the native lost his father. Also at this time, Jupiter was just 2 degrees away from Bhrigu Bindu. Over here, the natal Jupiter is in Ardhara Nakshatra, and this was the time of Mahadasha of Mercury and Antardasha of Mercury as well. I'll give you one more reason why the native's father passed away. In Navamsha, Sun is in Aries, and at this time, Saturn was aspecting the house ruled by Aries. So this unfaithful event brought gain of inheritance and a lot of family responsibilities at a very young age. Since the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 5th house, this unfaithful event in 2012 also brought a break in education. As Venus is the ruler of Bharani, it's in the same house in Ashwini Nakshatra, which belongs to Ketu, and Ketu is in the 8th house with Moon. So it gave a very dry and problematic relationship with mother, which further gave depression. Extreme is the nature of Bharani, and the very same Bhrigu Bindu is placed in that nakshatra, and it's giving extreme situations which led to self-discovery and a more determined personality. Extreme is the nature of Bharani, and the very same Bhrigu Bindu in Bharani Nakshatra gave sudden extreme situations which led to self-discovery and a more determined personality. love relationships will always be a challenge for this native. Right now, this individual is more confident, powerful, and in a successful position professionally. Here, the Bhrigu Bindu in the fifth house is giving a lesson to create balance in life by embracing joy and making the best of the creative skills given by the higher power. Instead of expecting appreciation from others, it's better to just love yourself. In this chart, the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 8th house, 22 degrees, 31 minutes of Rohini Nakshatra. Natal Rahu is in the 8th house at 11 degrees of Rohini. Throughout this lifetime, the native has intensively worked for the family of spouse. 8th house is indeed the house which represents family of spouse. Native's father passed away at the age of 7 when Saturn was transiting over the Bhrigu Bindu in Rohini Nakshatra, which increased the struggles in the early life. At the age of 18, Rahu was transiting over the Bhrigu Bindu and the natal Rahu in the 8th house. Also at this time, Jupiter was transiting from the 2nd house and it gave 7th aspect on the Bhrigu Bindu. Native got sudden opportunity. She got admission into a highly prestigious university which was least expected. At the same time, she got many proposals for marriage. Bhrigu Bindu in Rohini has provided her with beautiful features and attractive personality, which led to many proposals at a very young age. As Rohini is ruled by Moon and Venus as well, Moon goes in the 9th house of opportunities. It's along with Jupiter, and Venus goes in the 3rd house with Mars. Therefore, these placements have constantly brought excellent opportunities throughout this lifetime. But as the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 8th house, it always gave sufferings from marriage and the in-laws. Also, Moon, who is the ruler of Rohini Nakshatra, is ruling over the house of profession. So this native have suffered through constant ups and downs in career. Bhrigu Bindu in the 8th house has given tremendous perseverance and dedication to chase the goals. Also, the native have performed many charitable deeds in this lifetime. It's true that the sudden ups and downs of life have brought the native from the lowest to highest place in life. That's the beauty of 8th house.
The last example is very unique because it's all about the transit of Moon through the Bhrigu Bindu and how it affects an individual. Well, Moon is the only planet which transits from the Bhrigu Bindu every month. So I would like to know, have you ever felt any change like sudden luck or depression or loss while Moon transits from the Bhrigu Bindu? In my case, I have never felt any major change when Moon transited over my Bhrigu Bindu. But I have a different story. Like for the 14 days when Moon is undergoing the waxing period, I often suffer from insomnia, sleepless nights. My mind is super active. And whenever the moon is under the waning period, for that 14 days, I can sleep like hell. I can sleep day and night. Sometimes I get confused that I belong to Earth or Moon. So yes, it's kind of a weird thing. So let me know if you feel the same. And also do tell me in the comment section what happens when Moon transits from your Bhrigu Bindu.
In this chart, the Bhrigu Bindu is in the 2nd house, 27 degrees 28 minutes Virgo, Chitra Nakshatra. Here native is very focused about how he speaks because there's always a fear or hesitation that others might get hurt. He is an excellent performer in academics. If you look at the ruler of Chitra Nakshatra, Mars is in the 9th house in own sign. It's along with Jupiter, which is a good thing. But we also have Saturn over there. So despite of being talented and having great success, the association of debilitated Saturn is bringing a sense of self-doubt. Therefore, this individual constantly requires appreciation and upliftment from others. This native often feels detached from the close family members. According to him, whenever the moon transits from the Bhrigu Bindu in the second house, he feels a bit unpeaceful. This time of transit is quite unsettling in terms of emotional stability. The entire equilibrium of mind is affected. Now, if you look closely, Moon is ruling over the 12th house of horoscope where Rahu is placed, and Rahu is in the nakshatra of Saturn, that is Pushya. And the ruler of the Chitra nakshatra where Bhrigu Bindu is placed, Mars, is along with Saturn in the 9th house. This is the reason for unsettling emotions. Every time when moon transits from the Bhrigu Bindu, it triggers the Rahu in the 12th house, which gives a sense of detachment, imbalance, and loneliness. Also, it triggers the debilitated Saturn in the 9th house, which gives a feeling of unfulfillment.
So guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching this video. For more interesting videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Take care. Goodbye.